All right. Good morning, everyone, or at least it's morning for me at the moment. After talking with one of my few viewers, he told me he preferred watching the live games versus the analysis of games that I've already played. So I thought, well, every morning I enjoy my first cup of coffee and play chess. So I thought, why not record these games, my morning routine? So let's just kick it off with a sip of coffee and a game. And here we go. All right, and game on. Um, there's not much to explain, I guess, in the opening stages of the game. Here, I'm just going to pin the knight. Should maybe see. Oh, well, I guess that's playable too. Here, I'm going to open up lines for my light squared bishop. Here, let's just develop the knight. And if this knight moves, I'm happy to trade off the light squared bishop because my pawns are all on light squares. But in the meantime, we'll develop our dark squared bishop. This is playable, I guess. I think I'll just take it though, because once the bishop takes, let's just castle. I think castling is called for. So this move, let's just move the knight here. Maybe get the knight to the center. Queen, what's the queen doing here? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, you need to take some time here to decide what our plan is. I don't know, candidate moves. I'm seeing this move. Maybe get the knights over here. I do like that. We can undermine this side. Let's do this first. If the pawn advances, we'll probably just play c6. It'd be nice, because right now it'd be nice to open up the c file. Maybe get a rook to here, line up the rook with our opponent's queen. Obviously, if the pawn takes, we'll just recapture with the rook. And so that's the plan. I think there's only two possible moves here, because if white doesn't do anything, I mean, I'm just going to take it. So. All right. Come on, buddy. So, yeah, we'll see. Well, I hope everyone's having a good day. That's good. This actually, I don't think, is the best move for white. But yeah, this move makes sense, defending that the rook in the corner. And now, what to do here? Because I was thinking of getting the knight here, maybe. Let's go with. Let's just put the knight over here. It seems like it's a pretty solid little fortress for the king. I do have ideas of swinging the rook over here. Maybe we'll wait to see if white castles first, or not. I mean, does this move make sense? I don't feel like it's really, because right now the idea being that it actually would prevent white from castling. But then what happens after h3? I don't know. So why don't we just save that move? Well, let's get the queen out of the way. Maybe the idea is getting the rooks opened up. So here, I'm not sure. Let's just follow this plan real quick. Get the rooks, because we're building up pressure on the a3 pawn. Seems to me the most obvious kind of weakness in the position so far. So let's, I don't know, let's see, knight here maybe could be coming. If that's the case, we can just bump the rook up. Yeah, and then if the knight takes, we'll just recapture with the queen. And we'll have the same kind of pressure building up on that pawn. So it works, I guess. So white's building up on this pawn. I think we'll just play here. So we have our own weakness. The b pawn is a little bit is my undefended pawn back here. So I have to watch out for white building up on the b pawn. Other than that, if I was white, what would I do here? I don't know. I don't know. It'd be really cool. Maybe. What are we gonna do? What's our plan? I don't know. We'll wait. We'll enjoy our coffee. A queen trade. I'm not too keen about trading queens at the moment. So the question is, where should the queen go? Or if we did trade, so queen takes, rook takes, knight here would attack the rook. That doesn't seem to get us very far. So maybe we'll just let's just back the queen up. I don't think it's good for us right now to trade queens. And you know what? There's another. The queen did leave the bishop behind, so now this knight is pinned. Yeah, that's a. Well, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is takes, and then we'll move the rook back here. So now I have my idea to swing the rook over to the king side, but we'll see. We'll see what white wants to do, or black wants, or yeah, what white wants to do. See, it's so early, and I have had my coffee yet. I'm confusing colors. Okay, that move makes sense. Here, I don't know. The move that comes to mind is to advance on the king side here. Maybe we can provoke some weakness. If the bishop retreats, then we'll follow the plan here of swinging the rook over, and that'll be a problem. We'd probably see something like G3, but that's not actually an issue because with the rook here, the G pawn would be pinned, and it would weaken the king side. So maybe after that, we could bring our queen in, which would threaten mate there. So that looks like a good plan, except no, because that doesn't work. Yeah, I think we got a good plan, and that's if the bishop. Yeah, so good. The bishop retreats. Here we should see this move. Looks like a threat, right? But this pawn is pinned. Oh, we didn't calculate that. Let's go with. We can see this pressure is going to build up. So here. Yeah, this move doesn't work because the knight can just take it. What else? What else does white have here? Oh, I didn't think of that move. Let's continue. Let's put the rook here. So we still have this threat, only now the queen is defending. Rook's under attack. Let's defend the rook and attack the queen at the same time. Always useful to do two things at once. But I don't know, are we... Maybe queen here would be next, threatening that pawn? Does that work? I'm not sure, because queen here, the king could just defend it. Yeah. I'm not really sure how to, how best to continue. To be... Yeah, so here we are. I'm wondering if we have some sacrifice possibilities here. Let's there's got to be something here. There's got to be. What kind of sacrifice do we have? Because we, takes. That doesn't really get us anywhere. What about this check? Yeah, nothing. So this pawn's pinned. The queen can't take it. Let's start with that. That seems like a cool move. Because if the king moves, oh, we got a great sacrifice there. Okay, so the idea being, if the king moves, you gotta kind of see this pattern, right? Yeah, we're gonna sacrifice the rook here and win the queen. So that works. And we have a discovered attack. So then we just have to ask, like, what's the worst thing we could do with this discovery? And that looks like maybe just taking this pawn. And then we'll take this bishop, attacking the rook. And if the rook attacks, maybe we have this, we have this move, or, oh, this move. This move is tasty. The bishop over here is undefended, so we could bring the rook. So maybe we'll expect to see, oh, okay, well, a resignation. All right, cool. Victory sip cup of coffee. Just to show you really quick, what I was thinking would be a move like this, right? And then we'd have this move. This threatens some pretty good stuff. So the rook, I mean, how do you stop? Because there's some definite threats here for the queen. I'm not seeing. Let's see what the engine says here. Oh wow. So it's a bad day when the computer move is to. Well, that does make some sense. There's some pressure on the G pawn. But anyway, we just take this. Rook takes, and then yeah, we would just have to. Yeah. Oh well, the engine's telling us. Either way, we're doing really great. So let's go back to it. Let's see what we got. Good old coffee. Oh, I was figuring that maybe maybe our opponent was going with like a London. Okay, so A3 is kind of a bit of a waste of time. Let's just develop. This pawn needs to be defended. Okay. I'm not seeing a reason why we don't just take this pawn. So let's do that. How about we do this? Bishop moves maybe to oh, that's a good place for it, I suppose. Kick in the knight. So we have some options. Let's just go back to. I didn't want to take up the square for my bishop. We'll deal with this pin directly, and I'm thinking I'll probably just castle next move. White castled, so why not? We could start with this first, just to see if. So the thing about. So the bishop. What if we. So here, bishop here, right? So if we stop that with this bishop move first, might be an interesting plan. I'm only entertaining this because I haven't castled this way. Normally, these would be very weakening moves if that's where you intended to castle. But here, I think it seems to me that it's worthwhile because we can now take this bishop and create kind of a weakness there. Let's get the queen out of the way. So the idea now is to castle queenside instead, because we did kind of weaken this side. So now we have a threat of our own, and we'll get the bishop out and castle this way. That's the plan. And we'll see what happens. Yeah. Well, is there a reason why I don't just take this pawn? Oh, well. So what I'm seeing is if I take this, and let's say the queen comes in, queen takes, rook takes, and in the end, the c7 pawn is a bit of a problem. Oh, what the? We have this check. Oh, boy. So, what does white do here? If you block this way, knight takes, yeah. I think this loses a piece for white. It's funny that you just sometimes, as you're thinking of one line, it's just like I didn't realize it until looking at the knight's position. Okay, so now what? Let's see. We have this pawn. We do still want to castle, so let's not ignore. Let's not ignore that, because the problem is once you start to take pawns, every pawn that leaves the board is going to be an opening for a rook to get out. So here we'll just let's retreat. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, no. Okay. My goodness, that was just. Oh man. So this is a problem. This is a bit of a problem here. I mean, we're not castling because this pawn is weak. Oh boy. I don't know what if we take this pawn now? Maybe we can give up that pawn. Let's castle, and if the rook takes, then at least we'll have an opening here for our rook. We'll move this rook out. Maybe end up trading rooks. The queen still has this pressure here, so we have that move. Okay, so white didn't want that pawn. Man, oh my goodness. You know what I'm just noticing is my pawn here is actually pinned. So maybe let's defend that pawn. We can maneuver the queen back to pressure this pawn here again. Yeah, but this here is which rook though? Let's just pick one. I don't know. Rook takes, maybe. So good on you, White. White evened up the game again, so that's cool. Again, I'm thinking maybe Queen C7. We can pressure this. Hopefully, we'll gain control of the F file. Cool. It's kind of what we wanted. Oh, that's a pretty good move. Can't we just we can counterattack there. Queen, if queen takes, oh, the queen will take with an attack on the rook though. So maybe we, oh, we have this move. It'll defend the rooks after the queen takes. Oh, we still can't take the pawn. Maybe we can just, I wasn't expecting that move at all. Let's defend that pawn. I wish there was a way to get that queen. I don't know, things are looking a little bit okay-ish. I would say that maybe I'm slightly, ever so slightly better, but I do enjoy that the rook is tied down to this pawn and it's pinned to the bishop, so that could be useful. Maybe we can double up here, queen here, rook here kind of ideas. Okay, so white saw that because now I can't do any of that. How can we make ourselves better here? I wish I could make this bishop a little happier. Does this move work for us? Maybe here. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get the bishop maybe to a better square, pressuring the d pawn, maybe. I'm okay with that. Let's just continue with our plan here. If the pawn takes, we'll just recapture this way. And now maybe we can, because if the pawn captures here and we recapture, white's going to end up with an isolated d pawn. So now this is the new our new target. How can white, what's that move about? That move just gives away a pawn. Oh, I see. White is pinning this, so there is the, so white has a way of, oh, but we can just move here. Now we're threatening checkmate. Yeah, piece of cake. Let's see, white has to defend that with the queen, and now we can take this pawn. And now we've got the opportunity to double up and really pressure that g pawn. So, yeah. Well, let's not be too hasty, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this is basically unstoppable, if you ask me. Not sure what white can do here. Sack the queen. I don't know. Well, yeah. Queen sack. Queen takes rook here. Queen takes bishop. I don't know. All I can see is you know, white trying to prolong the game, to be honest. Well, let's win a queen. All right. that was a pretty good finish. So we have maybe a couple more sips of coffee. So following my own rule, I have to play one more game. I'll be finishing the coffee this time around. So this will be the last one we cover. Let's do this. We'll be moving the knight here. Oh, this is like one of my least favorite. I think here, and then what's the move I usually play here? I think because knight takes so that I can recapture the queen with my bishop and still reserve the right to castle. So open lines in the center. So we'll we'll kind of focus on attacking into the center. That move is probably a little premature, buddy, because the bishop now comes in, and so that's a problem for you. So maybe I think the only move is to block with that pawn. That just gives away a pawn. Thank you. Same threat. Pawn here is the only way to stop that. Then we'll develop our bishop. That gives away a bishop. And the rook is a goner next. Okay. I don't know what this is. What's going on here? Should we take the rook? We don't have to take the rook. Let's just develop. If this check comes, we'll just block with our bishop. Yep. And now we're ready to maybe take out the rook in the corner, and let's castle. Oh. So the knight's undefended here. If we castle queenside, we get to castle with an attack, which is pretty cool. What's next? Double the rooks. Now we're threatening basically a mate in 2. Yeah, it's mate in 2. Good game, white. All right, that was I don't know that. I mean, you can still get something out of games like this, I suppose, but definitely some big mistakes by white. All right, folks, that's the end of the coffee, end of the recording for this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop me a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments about what, maybe you see moves that I didn't see, or better ways to play, I'm always looking for input to become a better chess player myself. So hit a comment if you like. And until tomorrow with my next cup of coffee, we'll call this one a day. And I'll bid you all farewell. Have a great time today.